Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and I was always told I had a voice for radio, so today I'm going to be showing you another fun new card from the upcoming Pokémon Sun and Moon expansion. But first, let me introduce you to Togedemaru. Gonna be honest, I was kind of hoping that the English translation of this Pokemon would have a better name, or at least one that I found easier to pronounce. It doesn't, but he's basically a spherical squirrel. Now, we need more spherical Pokemon as a whole, but spherical squirrel? I'm down with this, ladies and gentlemen. I am down with it. And if you don't like squirrel, let's say rodent. Now, he has got 70 HP and he is adorable. That means that for the time being, until it's rotated, we can grab him with Level Ball. And of course, being a basic, the upcoming Nest Ball means that we can grab him and put him onto the bench using that card. And the fact that he has Lightning type is actually pretty good. A couple of videos ago, I told you about the new Rayquaza card, which looks absolutely phenomenal and is looking to see quite a bit of play, so Togedemaru, or the spherical squirrel, might in fact be a pretty good counter to try and take down that particular card. Now, he is weak to fighting, which, I don't know, there's a couple cards like Lycanroc which might be quite good, but let's face it, he's got 70 HP, he's not hanging around that long. Similarly, the resistance to metal is quite good, but he's got 70 HP. He's not going to be hanging around that long. Now, his first attack, one colourless energy, defense card. Flip a coin. If heads, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks during your opponent's next turn. Now, this is quite good just for trying to buy a turn. Now, it's flipping a coin. You've only got a 50-50 chance, but you know what? If you've got nothing else to do this turn, it could buy you a turn. And because it says prevent damage done to this Pokemon by attacks, your opponent cannot bring up a bench Pokemon and try and hurt him. Any Pokemon try taking him down, it ain't going to work. But it's the second attack that I really like here and has some potential. Now again, he's a basic Pokemon, which makes him much more easy to get going. One lightning energy discharge. 30 damage, discard all lightning energy attached to this Pokemon. This attack does 30 damage times the number of energy cards you discard. Now we'll talk about the translation in a moment. For the time being, this is pretty good. You discard 2 lightning energy, you do 60 damage, 3 you do 90 damage, etc. And there is some potential here. You could use Magnezone. Magnezone allows you to attach as many lightning energy as you like per turn, so you can just go ahead and rain energy down onto this lovely little spherical Pokemon, and then just discard them all and do a whole heap of damage. That's pretty nice. Now, I didn't mention this in my Charizard video, and some of you might be wondering why I didn't. Well, nice and simply, Charizard to stage 2, Magnezone to stage 2, it's too clunky. But a stage 2 of a basic attacker, that is a lot easier. Now, if you want to get the energy back to keep raining it down with Magnezone, we've got Energy Retrieval and Fisherman, which put it into your hand, and Energy Recycler that pop it back into your deck. Although I do have to mention, of course, that popping a whole bunch of energy onto a 70 HP Pokemon every turn is likely to be hard to keep up for the duration of the game. Now, we do have Laurentiis. Now, I've done a video about Laurentiis and things like Lycanroc and all as well. Any videos I reference, the links will be in the description. And Laurentiis, when it attacks, allows you to attach extra energy, so you could lead with Laurentiis and then finish off doing a couple big attacks with Togedemaru. I did tell you that Laurentiis could work with almost anything. This could work. And there's also Vikavolt. Now, I'm slightly less up on Vikavolt. You do get to attach 2 energy from your deck, which is nice, but only one of them is lightning, so it will take a while to get all the energy onto Togedemaru. Although, and I'm sorry if my pronunciation of this card is hideous, I've not heard how it's pronounced. Next time I get to speak to a Pokemon Company employee, I will ask them. So, there are ways to get the energy onto this little spherical squirrel, and you know what? It could be quite good if a little bit fragile. But one card that I really like with this is the Electrode from Evolutions. You get to knock out Electrode treat that Pokemon as an energy card and attach it to a lightning Pokemon to provide 2 lightning energy. And this is where the translation comes in. Because if it is energy card, then Electrode counts as 1 energy card, discarding him does 30 damage. But if it is discarding energy that does 30 damage, then that means getting rid of Electrode will actually do 60 damage and will be much, much better. Now, I've checked with David Hockman, a very intelligent man who reads Japanese. He has confirmed to me that the current translation is energy card, not energy. However, we don't know what it will say when it comes out in English. I like to think it will make more sense if it's energy. We'll have to wait and see. Still, imagine this in the early game, if you will. I attach an energy to this little spherical dude, and I use Electrode to pop the energy on him. I get to do 60 damage on turn 2 of the game. That's alright, I can knock out some basic Pokemon. But of course, when I knock out Electrode, I have to give up a prize. So I combo this with Ace Trainer. I knock out my Electrode, give my opponent a prize, and then play Ace Trainer to put them down to 3 cards in hand, while I still get 6. Now this could be quite fun. I'm hitting for half decent damage with my little buddy here, while I put my opponent down to a hand of 3 cards. This could be fun. Although in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, let me be clear on this. I think this is a cool little card that could be a nice little tech, but I don't think he's really good enough. I think he's too fragile. I could see in some decks just leaving him on the bench, just attaching energy whenever you've got a spare attachment, and then swinging for the last prize or 2 with him. I think that could be a lot of fun. Let's face it, Pokemon like Keldeo EX have worked in the past where you have to pile energy to attack, but they are a little bit more durable. I think, if nothing else, you need a backup attacker for this dude. Might I suggest Raikou? Could be quite fun. And might I suggest whacking a Fighting Fury bout on that bad boy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Togedemaru, or indeed, however it's actually pronounced. I like to call him the Spherical Squirrel. If nothing else, there's a nice bit of sibilance coming in there. Now you know the deal, ladies and gentlemen. There is a comment section. Go nuts. There are buttons to both like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would very much appreciate it if you clicked them. And of course, you can follow me as always on Twitter at @TheWassy. The most important thing is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio. Oh yeah, there's a new Pikachu card. It's rubbish, but the art's amazing.